72%. That is how much Android controls the mobile OS industry. This goes to show that you are either using an Android device or you own one within your lifetime. Now take a moment to look at your phone. What are you using? Are you an Android user or an iPhone user? Chances are you are using either one of them. But have you ever wondered why all of our phones use Android or iOS as their operating system? Why over the past 10 years the industry has always been led by either one of those companies? It is because of the oligarchical market structure of the OS industry that those two companies are always at the top. So, what is meant by an oligarchical market structure? Simply, an oligarchical market structure, or an oligopoly, is when there are natural or legal barriers that prevent the entry of new firms, and a small number of firms compete. Other examples of oligarchical industries include the automotive industry, the aviation industry, the petroleum industry, and many more. You might be thinking to yourselves, what does it have to do with me? How does it affect the consumer market and the businesses that supply these markets? And why do we, the consumers, need to even care if the market is oligarchical or not? We are here to find out. In oligopoly, there are both positive and negative effects for the consumer and for the businesses. On one side, oligopoly loyalists and people who support an oligarchical market structure in general may say that not only does an oligopoly simplify the market or industry for consumers, and in a way, still offer competitive pricing, they also deeply emphasize that businesses get a piece of pie as well. Although, oligopolies may create higher profits for businesses, which in turn filter down to create higher level of discretionary spending, and oligopolies push products into becoming more refined. We beg to differ. Though it is true that the positive aspects that we have stated before are good aspects, they do not always translate to a positive customer experience. For example, what happens if all the available choices in an oligopoly are bad choices? Or what happens if no products in the market meet the needs of the consumer? Scenarios like this are what causes a negative experience for the customer. Furthermore, though it is true that the higher profit causes higher level of discretionary spending, for a true trickle-down economic system to work, the world needs to be perfectly ethical. Because most of the time, the rich hoard their resources, which in turn eliminates the middle class, and the poor are left to fight with each other for what is left. The most extreme example of this happening was in 1970s and 1980s in the USSR. Because the legal and natural barriers in oligopolistic market tend to be very regulated. To succeed, you need to have political power. And because products are usually produced indifferently, price fixing is common, and large enterprises in these markets tend to sacrifice innovation for refinement, because there are no incentives to make a new original product rather than make an existing one better. Now, knowing the problem, how do we prevent it? We can prevent an oligarchical market from forming by focusing our efforts in two main categories. The first one is from a regulatory point of view, and the other one from a personal point of view. Now, all over the world, in many different names and forms, there is a law called antitrust law. This law regulates oligopolies and prevents them from becoming monopolies or behaving like monopolies. By creating and enforcing these types of law, we will be able to prevent oligopolies. However, by waiting for government and regulators to act, time tends to pass by quickly. So, as to propose another alternative, we say we need to look at this problem from a different point of view, from a personal point of view. Although, dealing with problems personally takes a far greater toll to the individual than to the government. By having each individual do their parts, we can truly make a difference in this world. You can start by writing your views and opinions on social media, forum pages, or blogs. The point is, we need to show the world that oligopolistic practices are bad and they need to be condemned.